Today we're going to review Chapter 5, the sport product. Sport can be looked at a couple of different ways. One, we're going to apply a traditional product, as it is here, a good or service theory to it. Because sport, marketing of sport, we'll look at in terms of a product. We're going to apply different good theories to it as well as a service theory to it. So our objectives in this chapter is identify the difference between core and product extensions in sport. We'll describe the characteristics of when service theory will be applicable. And we'll understand why sport is classified as a product. And we'll look at different product positioning as well as the product life cycle. Sport product. A product is anything that can be offered to a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption that might satisfy a want or a need. Moreover, a product is a problem solver in that it's purchased because of the benefits provided. Essentially, consumers buy benefits, not the product. That's a typical marketing definition that we can be used for and just apply it to product. So we look at this idea of wants and needs. What wants and needs are people looking? What benefits can we sell? People going to football games, we can sell excitement, we can sell camaraderie, we can drama, new aspects. We can do skiing, excitement again, engagement, benefits of working out, getting a new body and getting into shape. So we're looking at these benefits that the product offers, not necessarily the product itself. When we collect this information and when we start focusing on this, we want to look at the difference between the core product as well as product extensions. This idea that playing the game or watching the game is the core product. Everything else related to it would be an extension, whether that's the food and beverage, merchandise, entertainment, the facility. So I want to create this idea that we can sell the product and the benefits of the product, but we also want to look at these extensions, these other places that A, can be seen as revenue generators for us or profit centers, and B, places that also allow us to engage the consumer, places that we become affiliated with a team, and places that we can connect to them. The quality of the product extensions can be guaranteed, but the product on the field can't be. That's one reason why we like sport, is because it's unpredictable. Even if we play the same golf course each week, we're not going to play it the same way. However, we can guarantee that we're going to deliver a good course and make sure it's up to date and fine and not overgrown and challenging. In terms of watching a game, we can guarantee that the place is clean, that the food and the hot dogs are warm, that the beverages are cold. So we look at these extension areas and we can work on guaranteeing the service of that. Dan Gladden said that the team management activities evolved from a focus on winning as a means of realizing short-term profits to a focus of strategic management of the team brand as a means of realizing long-term appreciation and franchise value. So we look at this long-term. We don't want to be myopic and just focus on hoping that winning solves our problems. And if we win, we'd get more people, because A, we can't guarantee that, and B, that's not our area as marketers. If we're going to just depend on that, then we're not going to be getting paid and we're not going to have a marketing department. We need to figure out a way to develop fans over time. Focus on building brand recognition to reduce the reliance on winning for revenue generation. How do we get people to games that we're struggling? It's easy to get people to a game when you're winning championships, or easier at least, but it's not guaranteed. So we look at different line extensions, taking our brand name to an existing product category like Coca-Cola developing Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, or brand extension. We're moving into new product categories like Apple going into computers, and then the iPod, the iPad, the watch, categories that are not computer related. So we can develop high recognizable brands as trademarks and logos to create revenue. So we look to extend our line into different areas. We can do that within, if we're a equipment manufacturer. Running was one of the early Nike, and certainly the first thing that Nike really did was a running company, running shoes, and then running shorts and jerseys and shirts, and then went into different brand extensions of, basketball and field hockey and all these other different sports. If we're looking at in terms of a sport team, we can look at different areas that we can get into. We can look at this idea of our team. And it's not just coming to the game, but we're looking at shirts and hats and revenue. We can look at equipment. We can look at watching the game on television or online, or going on a cruise ship, or what can we develop from our team perspective, our brand perspective, that our consumers want and need. How do they want to engage with us? We can look at sport as a service, predominantly any activity or benefit that's intangible and does not result in ownership. Most of our sporting events are this. We can't create a game. We can't store it and build it. We create it, consume it, and use it all at the same time. So we look at this idea that we serve sport through the benefits of community spirit, well-being, sociability, different aspects, sport being intangible, something we don't make and store normally. So we can look at service quality, whether it's the tangibility of it, the reliability of it, responsiveness, competence, courtesy, credibility, security, access, communication, understanding the consumer. We look at these different areas of service quality and dimensions that we have in order to guarantee a certain standard that we want, security in our facility so people can relax, that we want reliable in terms of going to the facility and everything being clean and being welcomed and being, buying a hot dog and having it the same style and same quality that we can have. We can find different areas within sport that are tangible, those product and brand extensions, and we work towards consistently making them a high quality. We can look in terms of the assessment of the service quality and what happens if we don't get our expected service and the perceived quality. We talk to people about it. We do word of mouth. So we have these different dimensions, and we expect a certain level, and then we perceive that level. Did it match our expectations? Did the expectation of a clean bathroom meet that? And we went to it. Did we perceive it as the same? Or if we spend a lot of money on food and drink, which is at a sport facility now, do we get the perception that we got what we deserve in terms of quality and amount? We spend $7.50 for nachos that are, not a big pile, and we need more after this, or we're spending a lot of money on soda and soft drinks. Are we getting a perceived quality towards that expectation? What we want to do is this idea of positioning ourselves. We want to fit between the product and the market. We know that we have different competitors within the entertainment industry. Are we matching the expectations that people have for gathering up our areas and meeting those wants and needs? Or are we not? If we're not, then people are going to go to other places. If going to a soccer match doesn't meet our perceptions and meet our wants and needs of excitement and getting a perceived value for it and good amount of concessions and merchandise options and having fun and clean bathrooms, we're not going to go as often. We may not go at all anymore. We may decide that going to that stadium isn't worth it because it's run down and it's hard to get to and it's dirty and it's crowded and all these other things. So maybe we're just going to watch a couple of games on TV and not worry about it. Maybe we decide instead of going to soccer matches because they're too difficult, maybe we're going to go and play games, or we're going to go to the movies more often, or we're going to do something different with our time and money so that that fit between the product, the target audience, and their wants and needs doesn't exist anymore. So we look at this idea of perceptions, and we can have a perceptual map within our sport product. This idea we have different dimensions. Here's an example of excitement versus cost of attendance. So we can look at maybe just solely a ticket price, and we can look at different things that are highly exciting and highly expensive. Cricket, certainly is a very expensive sport that's very exciting. Maybe something that may have a lower excitement but still very expensive. Golf, or regular cricket, not the 2020. Maybe we look at something that's expensive that may not have a lot of excitement. This is written from an Australian point of view, so the NFL may not fit into that because of different cultural aspects. So we can see where these different sports are. We can apply through surveys and research, find out where our product is and where our team or our league would fit into this map of, are we expensive or perceived to be expensive? Are we exciting or perceived to be exciting? And then we can change things around in terms of our marketing communications and either move our product there or actually change our product and making it, the One Day Cricket 2020 certainly moved from a low excitement sport to a high excitement sport by changing the rules, by making it within that normal 1 day event that hadn't had in before. So we can look at changing the rules, changing the product, or at least the perceptions of it, so that we can fit this idea of our perceptual map. And it's easy to see this perceptual map because it plots out. Our research shows us this ideas. So we can look at this idea here, looking at this perceptual map, and we see that there's nobody in that product space of high excitement and not very expensive. So maybe golf can move into that space of, we convince people that it's more exciting. Maybe we create an exciting aspect, maybe more prize money or a new championship, much like they're doing with the FedEx Cup. And we can move it into a more excitement level. Maybe we create an area where it's not as expensive. Maybe we lower the price a little bit or hold price so that it fits into that area, that product space that none of our competitors are at right now. We can look at the product life cycle: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline, our typical product life cycle of any product. So we have this idea that in an introductory stage, we need to create awareness. If we have a new team, a new branding, a new sport, much like parkour or UFC has gone in the past, we need to create some sort of introduction to it, some sort of awareness. During our growth, we have rapid acceptance and we're increasing products, we need to increase distribution. Maybe this is similar to CrossFit, the way increasing distribution, the number of boxes that, go into CrossFit, and use that as a brand as opposed to another type of experiential workout aspect to it. During our mature stage, sales grow slow and we want to focus on selling more than just getting new people to know about it. We want to get more people to watch our sport or go to our ski slope or go to our fitness center more than our competitors. And then during our decline stage, we can look at a couple of different areas. We can lower our investment. We can get out of it completely, or we can stay in the market and try to steal market share from other people. We can look at this perhaps in horse racing or boxing. One aspect of this the product life cycle that we have with sport is this idea that we have consistent changeover every year. We have a brand new season. We have a new team. We have maybe a new coach, maybe new colors. We have something new every year, new hope that is different than a traditional product life cycle that is consistent. So we have a new thing we can re-energize. Maybe we can get some new growth into it. Maybe we need to take some of these awareness theories from our introduction, even though we're in a mature market, and apply that to generate more excitement to it. So we look at this idea of the product life cycle. If we're in a decline, we can add new rules or new events. What can we do for horse racing? We're adding new types of events, maybe more different races, and we looked at the Breeders' Cup as a way to increase our excitement to this and try to get more people involved. New rules maybe or new spectators aspect to it. So we can look at this different idea of the product life cycle and apply different theory depending on where we are with that sport product.